What is going on, guys? It's the Mad Dragon. It's a Monday, and that can mean only one thing. We're doing our big roundup of the weekend. We're going to be checking out the world rankings to see what has shifted up due to those games in the Six Nations. We're going to be going over your guys' predictions on Superbru to see who got closest, and then, of course, we're going to be checking out the fantasy team results, as well as going over the team of the week. Who is the best possible team you could have gone for? A lot of really fun results this weekend, a lot of talking points to go over, so make sure you hit the old like button, help your YouTubers out by showing that support, and let's jump straight into it. We'll start out with the world rankings, and again, I've had a quick look. We haven't got any shifting around really to talk about, but what I thought would be fun, because normally when I do these videos, I have the points up on the side so we can go over the difference in points from winners and losers and what have you. I thought today, because they've shifted up how the homepage looks on the world rankings, I'll have them side by side so that you guys can see them as well. Let me know what you think about this. I think this might be an easier way to have a look through it. So, moving our way down the list then, starting out with France, who of course got a draw against Italy. Did not see that one coming. I'm really looking forward to having a look at the Superbru to see if anyone predicted that going on. I absolutely had France down as favourites to that one. As you can see on the left-hand side here, they lost an entire point going there. So that third to fourth place ratio really opening up. England lost to Scotland. They also dropped by basically a point there, and Scotland gained that extra point. So England and Scotland now really, really close between 5th and 6th place. And you have to say the top three are really beginning to stand out there a bit. Wales not gaining or losing anything. Because Ireland won at home, and the difference in ranking, they didn't, do enough to retake any points from that game. But, I expected Ireland to take that one anyway. Wales' defence did okay, to be fair, in that one, but just not quite enough by the end of the game. Italy jump up back into the top 10 in the world with that draw against France, gaining that point. They overtake Fiji and move themselves up into 10th, which is really nice to see. Now, like I said, I've had a bit of a quick scroll through because I've got a lot to get through today, and there is literally nothing else. That is the entirety of the climbers and fallers. There it is. Italy overtaking Fiji is all we have to talk about in terms of the world ranking, but still a lot of fun to take a look at. Moving on then to the predictor series. How did we get on in terms of our predictions? Now, Ireland won this one 31 points to 7 versus Wales. They won by 24. I said Ireland by 18. Now, in my infinite wisdom, I had Ireland by 20. That was what I was going to go for. And then for some reason on Friday night, I was doing my fantasy teams and stuff. You went, you know what, I'm going to drop it down a little bit. Hopefully Wales will get some more points. And I dropped it to 18. What a stupid move that was. Lost me my half bonus point. But you guys did all do pretty well. There was quite a few people who got it bang on. Alex M coming in here, along with Poxy, Garlic Bread, and Highland Cow. 4 of you guys all getting it bang on, so all sharing that quarter bonus point. A lot of people got the half bonus point, to be fair, all going out towards those 20s. Where's the first of the losers? There's me. In there with a couple of the other guys not getting the half bonus point there. Did anyone go for Wales? A couple of people did. Ian and Emmett thought maybe a bit of an upset on the cards. I would have been incredibly surprised if Wales had taken that one, but I'm very annoyed that I decided to switch it last minute. On to Scotland-England. Yet again, like an idiot, I had Scotland to win this one by 4 originally, and just before locking in, I swapped it to 3. So Scotland won by 9, and I lost my half bonus point. I'm not doing very well over the course of this round, to be honest, guys. In terms of the predictor for Scotland taking that one, Duhan van der Merwe getting his try. Looking forward to taking a look at the fantasy in a little bit. But yeah, a lot of people going for Scotland. Where did you want to be? Highland Cow! Again, 2 from 2. Bang on. Doing really well on this one. Getting the full bonus point to yourself. The only person to go for 9. As we scroll down now, Scotland were the favourites going into this one. A lot of people got the half bonus point. Oh man, there's me again. Not with my half bonus point. Did a lot of people go for England? A handful of people went for England, to be fair. They thought maybe a bit of an upset. I really expected Scotland to win this one. I don't really know why I aimed so low for Scotland. I just thought maybe it would be a close game, but I really thought Scotland would be able to take this one. So a few people losing out there. But I don't think there was a single Grand Slam bonus point, and I am correct because nobody predicted the draw. And I don't think anyone's really surprised no one picked the draw. Let's have a look at the actual results first of all. I said France by 19 in the end. This one I can't blame on me doing a late minute pick. I just went France by 19. Yeah, you can see by the results here, I don't think anyone there, I'm trying to zoom in on that, I don't think anyone picked a draw by any means. I don't even think a lot of people really went for one either side. It was either a bit to Italy or a lot to France is what people went for. Insane upset. Superbru coming in with the hot takes. Going at 0.1%. Went for the draw. A lot of people went France high. We all went France high. And not only because nobody won, we all didn't get anything from this game, which is kind of wild. Who got something from this game? 2 people. Cameron Fish took a half bonus point by going Italy by 1. And Ian also got a half bonus point for going Italy by 5. I kind of feel like Cameron Fish should still get the bonus point, right? Like, you're like you said, Italy by 1, it was a draw. You're by far the closest in the round. I think that's really harsh. You don't get the bonus point because Italy didn't win. Who's predicting a draw? No one's predicting a draw. You want to know one that didn't predict a draw is me. One of the things I was really annoyed about with this game, forget about did France charge down the kick? Should he have been allowed to reset the clock? The thing I was personally upset by is I had a 700-1 bet that was on the go on Sky Bet this weekend. I had a big outside one, stuck 10p on it. It was absolutely on to come in. All I needed was France to win by somewhere between 1 and 5 points, and I'd have won £70. Nope, draw. They really didn't let Ramos kick. They didn't let Ramos have one more kick and just got me some money. They didn't want to do that one. So taking a look at the rounds. I'm not salty about it, by the way. I've moved on. I've moved on completely from it. Take a look at the round results. As we stand then in that number 1 spot, no surprise here, Highland Cow came in with 2 out of 2. Real shame that, you know, it didn't go one way or the other to predict it correct, because you feel like you deserve some big points for getting it 2 out of 2. But 4.25 is still a big result to take away from 2 games. Cameron Fish, the only one to really take anything away from that Italy-France game, comes in second on 3.5. Garlic Bread and Poxy sharing at 3.25 for their picks. And the rest of us, a lot of people getting 3 there, a couple of 2.75s. I mean, we're all pretty much on the same scores. No real big upsets along the way. A lot of us got 2.5 because no one really took anything. What did I get? Did I get 2? Is that all I got from this? Where am I? Oh, no, where am I? I'm down here. Ooh, man. Yeah, not the greatest from me, not going to lie. Just those stupid second-minute decisions that I do where I change my scores. Terrible decision-making by me. But congratulations to Highland Cow on taking the round. In terms of the leaderboard, Christopher still stays out there in that number 1 spot on 12.5. Alex M climbs up 6 places into second on 11.75. Bonjour, England no chance of winning, climbs at 1 onto 11.5. Joint with Do Like Curry, he's climbed up 3 places. Pedri, not the round for Pedri this week, dropped down 4 places. Still sticking on that 11.5 to be fair, but just obviously dropped down the board. Somehow I'm in 6th. I'm still holding in 6th, guys. You know what? This is maybe the best I've ever done in a Six Nations predictor. Hopefully it can keep going because all these guys are closing in on me. Etai up 8, David Wakefield up 1, both of you on 10.5, and to seal out our top 10, Rob, Phil, Steve Thompson also got the 10, and Big Brain Kean also got the 10. Emmett dropping down 10 with the wooden spoon, but also got 10. All you guys joint 10th, we'll call it that. We'll make me feel a little bit better that there's lots of people in that top 10 still. We'll have a bit of a scroll down so everyone can see their names, see how we've got on. Any big movers around? Mark Dunphy down 11. There's our winner of the round, Highland Cow, making a comeback late into this Six Nations, climbing up to 9.25. That's really not that far away from me, to be fair, to be in 22nd place. Maulmaster down 15, Lepore down 23. There's some big shifts coming here. Mystic Tom down 23, and lucky for you, Tom. Villa Farrell climbing up 3. Connor does Rugby climbing up 5 there. McBrandon down 24, another big dropper this week. I feel like if you've got that England-Scotland game wrong, I feel like that's maybe what a few people got. Schmittings UK, who's always been a big competitor in the Superbru leagues, down 19 into 50th place. Maybe just not being your year this year. Blown Dogfin down 18. I don't even know what that name means, but okay. Cameron Fish doing well with his Italy pick there, climbs up 9. Sambuca down 13. Thomas down 13. Aza down 6th into 63. We're still slowly going down the list all the way down to the bottom for our guys that are all down there joint on 0. But congratulations to Highland Cow on taking the round, and to Christopher for still holding out that top spot at the end of round 3. Moving on to the Superbru Fantasy then, where I'm not going to lie, I had a struggled round. Going into this round, I had 8 players not playing or were benched, so I had to make 7 substitutions going into this round just to make it work. I started this round on -12 12. So we'll have a look at how everyone got on first, and then we'll take a look at the team of the week. So in first place on 234.5, Sharpie coming in there with a really good score. Cameron Fish comes in on second place, doing well on the predictor and also in the fantasy this week on 226. And then Mr. Cucumber and Etai drawing for third place on 223. Big Brain and Kieranosaurus joint in fifth on 214. Villa Farrell and Rich joint on 204 in seventh place. My goodness, everyone's drawing with each other. Stephen Thompson comes in on 203.5 in ninth place. And to see out the top 10, somehow me, I don't know how I'm there. I don't know how I've survived this round a little bit. On 202.5, I am also joint there with Alex, also on 202.5. I'll have a bit of a scroll down and I'll talk about my round a little bit so everyone can see their names before we get into the team of the week. Yeah, I started out with minus 12. It was a terrible round. I obviously hadn't done my prep work. I've seen a couple of other people's teams that made 2 or 3 transfers this week. They didn't even use all their transfers and they scored better than me. So you guys are doing much better than me. Picking certain players as captains, of course, will always be a big point of this one. So there's everyone on the old list for everyone to have a look at their own names. So we go back up to the red bars. Now, Superbru haven't put out their team of the round, unfortunately. So I've gone and done my own quickly. So apologies if I have to look down at this one. So starting out with the props in blue then down the bottom here. It was an all-Irish lockout. Andrew Porter scored 9 and Tyg Furlong scored 8. So the best you could have possibly done was 17, which I don't think anyone got 17. No, it doesn't look like anyone in the top 10 got 17. Dan Sheehan was your best hooker on 17.5. Look how many of us have Dan Sheehan, because he just is always going to be Dan Sheehan. In the lock department, Itoje got 12. Tyg Byrne got 16.5, even with his yellow card. He got 16.5. If he didn't have that yellow card and the penalty that got him the yellow card, he'd have scored over 20. That would be loads for a lock to score, to be fair. He had a really, really good round. In your back rows, in your red box, Caelan Doris on 14.5, Ben Earl on 13, and Charles Olivant in 16.5 for him. Not the highest we've seen back rows do this week. Not really getting a great deal of points. Normally you can get like a 20 in there if you get your good points. But yeah, it sort of shows in here as well. A lot of people sort of ending towards the old 40 region. Best scrum half of the round. A few of you guys had him there on 10.5 was Jameson Gibson Park. A lot of Irish players doing well this week. Best fly half. I'm going off of adding your fly half as kicking as well, because fly halves actually didn't score very well except for the kicking. Finn Russell scored 21. A lot of people went for Finn Russell there. Crowley got 18. George Ford, I think, got 20 if you made them all your kickers. Your centre department in the dark blue here. The best ones were Bundy Arkey on 15 and Hugh Jones on 14. So the best you could have done was 29, which Etai, bang on. That's where you want it to be. Perfect centre lockout for you. And then in your back three, Damien Pinot got 18. James Lowe would have got you 19. And your big boy, Duhan van der Merwe, 32.5 with his hat-trick, who a few people made captain. Not going to lie, I kind of got stuck with Duhan van der Merwe. I was actually going to have BLBRE, but I didn't want to lose more points. I kept with Duhan van der Merwe, and I hoped he would get there. Scored his hat-trick. I was like, oh man, I feel like no one's going to pick him. I feel like I'm going to have a great round. No, everyone picked him. Everyone. People even made him captain. So apparently I didn't have a really smart, 150 IQ move going in there. So on to the leaderboards as we stand then. And Big Brain is out on the top there on 649.5. Mr. Cucumber climbs up 4 places onto 631.5. Scrumdog Millionaires drops down 2 places on 624.5. In fact, yeah, I think Scrumdog Millionaires, who was HSD Wheat, was actually winning last week, weren't you? So actually, Big Brain's moved up into the top spot there. 4th place, still me. I'm clinging on. I clinged on through this round, and I've done okay, and I've managed to come out okay on the other side of it. I'm still in 4th on 614. Atters down 2 places on 609.5. Etai, our last year's winner with a purple crown, climbs up 8 places, 599.5, trying to get back up to that top spot. Can you retain that crown? Villa Farrell up 2 into 7th place. PR Azevedo stays in 8th place on 586.5. Phil dropping down 4 places but still doing very well on 580.5 and climbing up into the top 10. Bears Gamer, another YouTuber talking about rugby game and stuff. I'm part of Bears' league as well over in the Guinness Six Nations. I think I'm doing much worse in that one than he is doing in my one. So take that with with a good win for you there, Bears. Sharby, winner of the round, climbs up 24 into 11th place. We'll have a bit of a scroll down. Cameron Fish up 18 as well. We'll have a bit of a scroll down so everyone can see their name. Yeah, Duhan van der Merwe was the right way to go in terms of those back three. I'm looking forward to talking quickly about the Guinness Six Nations one after this as well, because man, oh man, did it not go well for me. Although there is one big talking point I'd like to discuss with that one about something I actually think that Superbru probably could do better. As we go down towards the bottom there, a few people getting the old wooden spoon, a few people not just, they're probably backing out by now. We're in round 3. If you're on 0 by now, I'm not sure what you're going to be able to achieve in the last couple of rounds. Maybe an enormous upset is on the card. But congratulations to Sharpie on taking the round and Big Brain moving to that top spot. How far am I behind now? 35 points. It's probably doable, but I need Big Brain to have a bad round, and they never do. Big Brain just always has fantastic rounds. To see us out then for the end of the video, the Guinness official Six Nations one. So here was my team. Now, I had some big shifts to make up. I did 2 videos last week covering it. You guys seem to really enjoy actually having a preemptive video and then a fixed video close to the end. We might do the same next week because, of course, we've got another week off. So that might be the same thing to do. But if you remember in the video, I did pick Louis BLBRE on this left-hand wing. Found out 10 minutes before kickoff he wasn't playing. I had no idea this wasn't happening. He got injured on the Saturday or something in training, so pulled out. So I needed to replace him, but I couldn't find anywhere who was replacing him. And the Guinness one didn't say who was playing in his place. So unfortunately, I had to pick Damien Penaud, which went against my own rules just because I didn't know who was taking over. I didn't know if it was Mofana. I didn't know if LaBelle was coming in. I didn't know who was playing it, so I had to go for Damien Penaud because he was the only one I knew who was playing. Ended up scoring okay for me. I did say in the video, the second video of the weekend, I did say I actually don't think it would be a bad move to pick Damien Penaud on the right wing and Duhan van der Merwe on the left wing. Didn't do that. Should have done it. Would have worked out much better for me. Across the rest of the team, Jamie Ritchie, not doing very well. Jamie Ritchie really didn't have a particularly fantastic game on the weekend. Scott Cummings, I was actually paying a bit of attention to him because I never really pick a lot of Scottish locks in my fantasy team. It's one reason I really enjoy the fantasy team, because I actually get to, focus on a couple of extra players. But Scott Cummings actually had a really good game for Scotland. I'm really glad I picked him. Scored 23 in the end, so it was pretty positive. And Dan Sheehan there doing pretty well on that 21. He's just the best hooker in the world. But something I do want to say that I think Superbru might want to take a look at. I found out Louis BLBRE wasn't playing. Came onto the website, they put a little red flag on BLBRE that he wasn't playing, and I was allowed to swap this player just before kickoff. Even though we were 2 games in, I was still allowed to swap this player. You had to swap him for someone who hadn't played yet, which is fine. But I really like that I can make that last-minute adjustment. I kind of wish Superbru did that, where if someone pulls out just before the game, you could change them yourself. Maybe they would give you a free transfer to swap it out as long as it stayed within your budget. I don't know if I'm a big fan of this auto-subbing players in because your guy didn't play. I would kind of like it if you got to choose who you wanted to. Either you do the transfer yourself, or you do the substitution yourself, or you pick a new player. I kind of wish we got to see that in Superbru, because I kind of liked having that choice to be able to pick who I wanted now that I knew he wasn't going to be available for selection. In terms of the leaderboards then, I'm not doing well. I'm not doing well at all. How do I get into this league? This is one thing that is worse about the Guinness Six Nations. I find this really hard to interact with. Where am I clicking? Why is this so tricky to list of leagues? That's a list of league. Where am I going? They really need to work on this user interface because it is terrible. I'm going to assume this is our league. I think I'm 50 something. Let me quickly check. Yeah, there's me. Okay, this must be our league. Change your user interface, guys, because this is terrible. This is an awful way to go. At the end of round 3, then, Joe Adowa goes in on 1304. Massive score. There's me. I'm near the 1,000 marker, but 1,304 is absolutely wild. Houston dropping down, going down into second place, who was, of course, leading last week. Oh, man, you guys are going to test my pronunciations here. Lesadao das Elias. Yeah, maybe. Don't test me with these pronunciations, guys. Her bananas and pajamas goes in 4th place. Scrumdog Millionaire drops down 2 into 5th place. Phil and Chris, you guys have got easier names for me to pronounce. Green Machine climbs up 10 places into 7th. Pavan Wars drops down 2 places into 9th. And Raj is the winner, doing actually very well in terms of trying to win this round. Climbs up 9 places up into that top 10th. I'll have a scroll down so everyone can see their name. I'm just sucking at this one. I don't know how it's possible. Oh, there's Highland Cow and Bears game. Oh, Bears is doing well. Fair play to you, Bears. You're doing okay in this one. Yeah, I don't know what the difference is between this one and the Superbru one. I seem to be able to really nail the way Superbru works only having 4 players per team, and I just seem to make terrible decisions there. What am I, even 50th? I'm doing awful. I'm top 250 in the world in Superbru. I'm not even 50th in my own league. The Guinness Six Nations one. Absolutely terrible. Going all the way down there to Cardiff Blues, right down the bottom. We'll quickly check out, because I forgot to do it last week. Let's have a quick look at the team that got you into that top spot this weekend. Doing pretty well, to be fair. Ramos as captain scored good points. Damien Pinot on that wing. James Lowe, that's some good wingers to have in there. Fiku and Bundyaki, still very good centres there. Finn Russell was the best in the Superbru. I don't know about the breakdown for the Guinness one. Your back rows, wow, Tommy Raffel scored well, to be fair, on 25. Itoje and Dan Sheehan, also we saw them in the best in the Superbru one as well. I'm really not sure how to look at the round by round teams to see how you guys are unfortunately, finishing top and stuff. This user interface is awful. It's something I'm going to have to spend a bit of time trying to learn, I think, because it's really not as good as the Superbru one. But there we have it, guys. That's going to be the roundup for this weekend. Congratulations to everyone involved who's still joining in with the fantasy. I'm really, really enjoying it. I suck at this one. But at least I'm enjoying the Superbru one. At least I feel like I'm doing okay at that one. I hope you all enjoyed this one today, guys. Of course, no rugby on this next weekend. So I'm probably still going to carry on with the Mad Dragon Six Nations. We'll be putting out that content over the course of towards the end of this week and going into the start of next week as well, so that you guys still have some rugby content on the go. And then next week, of course, we'll have the preview videos. We've got more fantasy stuff, all that good stuff along the way. I also might do a stream this week. Don't know. Haven't quite decided yet. I will, of course, put it out on the community tab if I decide to do a stream at some point this week to fill in a bit of a void for having no Six Nations on the go. But I hope to see you all next time, guys. Bye bye.